Hello viewers, Super GT here, welcome back to the return of F1 2018 career mode. So this is the fourth round at Azerbaijan, Baku. Now, judging by how practice went, this was always going to be a really difficult round for me. So coming down the main straight here, this is my very first run, very first run around here. Coming into turn 1 on the brakes.
The rear wing is stuck open. We need you to pit in so we can try to repair it. Pit in for repairs.
And well, brilliant timing with our broken DRS. So going into the first corner, and we make it a 0% rate of success by going straight into the wall. So of course, always trying to do the practice programs. Now this one is okay. The track acclimatization, just got to go around, drive between the gates. And this one isn't actually too hard because there's no actual target time. So a little bit of a lock up there, going wide. But we're going to do our best to try to, of course, rack up as many points as possible to get this Racing Point Force India back up to scratch in the development war. I've fallen maybe a little bit behind as it stands. So you see here getting plenty of purples. So quite a high score around Azerbaijan because there are so many corners here. 20 turns officially. Coming then down towards turn 16. Difficult left-hander. Lots of curbs around this track which you've got to try to avoid the best you can. I think they kind of flip the car up and I deliberately don't avoid that one just to prove myself wrong. So then onto the main straight. So this very fast chicane here. Very tricky, that wall on the outside is very easy to actually get caught off guard by that one. So you see again plenty of purples, having a good time here in track acclimatization. So Jeff saying some words which he might go on to later regret, saying that I'm actually quite good. So you see here, this is another practice program. And I was just absolutely so far off. This is the qualifying run. So everything turned up to party mode. And I just could not get anywhere near. So you see, I'm actually scheduled or targeted to finish 20th based on my time there. And I was really driving as well as I thought I could. But obviously it wasn't enough. So my practice was massively lacking. I was quite a few seconds off the pace.
Okay, test over, but I'm afraid we didn't get what we needed. We're going to have to run it again.
So that was a worrying sign for things to come later on in this race weekend.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Okay then, so we tried to run another program and well, you can see there it's not going well. 2 red laps. I'm fully in the red and just utter disappointment. The thing is though, in this game it seems like there is a bit of a balance issue sometimes with the practice programs, with the qualifying. Sometimes you qualify a lot worse than what you race. The race pace of the AI is a lot lower than it is in the qualifying. So there's always hope. Despite finishing last here in in practice, P2 this is, there's always a chance in the race. So we're going to go to qualifying now. Let's see if I can actually move away from the back of the pack or move away from the back of the grid. So going to the turn 1, no lock up, go through there okay, not too bad. Into turn number 2, just trying to put in a good lap. This is Q1. If I can get out of Q1 then I'll be very happy. Onto the DRS, onto this second straight, down towards turn number 3. So then on the brakes around about 100 or just before 100, a little bit of a lock up, a little bit wide, away from the apex, and then into turn 4, and we're through there okay. This is where things get really tricky on this circuit, very narrow, and you can definitely lose a lot of time. A hint of a lock up again while we get through. No hint of wheel spin on the exit of the turn as we head into turn number 7. Very sharp corner this one. You'll kind of graze that curb on the inside, and that kind of hooks you around that corner. Through the castle section, very narrow of course. As you go over that crest, the car gets unbalanced. But we pull away down towards the crucial turn 16. Get that one nicely done actually, and then into the more crucial turn 17, where of course, oh sorry, this is turn 16, and then away from turn 16 onto the main straight, which is of course very long here at Baku, very long indeed. And maybe that's one strength of the Force India, very good straight line speed. Coming across the line, and we are actually slower than Sorokin, who are actually following around just in front of us there. So that's quite worrying, setting the slowest lap. We aren't miles off the pace though, so that does show that in the race there is a chance, because the race pace tends to be lower for the AI compared to their qualifying pace. So mustn't give up just yet. Go for our second run in Q1, and let's see how we can, if we can, prop ourselves up higher up the grid. So through turn 16 onto the main straight. Getting a good exit out there is crucial to a good lap time, but I can be partially rescued by the good top end on this car. Putting it into overtake mode, quickest in a straight line. Down the main straight, very long indeed, fast forward it a little bit, and we haven't really done any better. We've improved our time, but it's not enough to move off of the back of the grid. I had enough time for another lap, but I just messed up turn 3, massively got it wrong, way too deep, and decided to abort. We're going to start the race in last, which obviously is not good, but as I've said, AI is a little bit different between the race and the qualifying, so there's always a chance to move forwards. So here's a diagram of every corner that I hate on this circuit, so all 20 of them. A couple of DRS zones here, so there's overtaking opportunities. Yes, it is a narrow street circuit, but then that main straight, very long, always a chance to get past people. Starting 18th as a result of a couple of grid penalties for other drivers, notably Alonso behind us. So the 5 lights are out. Lights out, away we go, in the Crofty voice. Okay, here we go, into turn 1. I've actually already been nearly passed on the outside. I'm just going to kind of bundle Hartley out of the way, up into 16th. It's far too easy to do that. And into turn 3. Contact with Ericsson. I think Ericsson hit me. That was 100% his fault. Up into 15th. So you've got to make the most of these starts where the AI kind of leaves a massive space up the inside. Just shoot up the inside. You've gained a couple of positions. Looking up the inside of Stroll. Hint of a lock up. Almost into the back of him, but not quite. We just about escape with our life and with our front wing intact. So then into the infield twisty section. This is where things may well get very, very cosy indeed between all of us midfielders. So sitting now in 15th, a long way to go to get into the points, but we'll see how it goes. At this point here, really just trying to minimise our time loss, to try to keep within range of Stroll. I think by the time DRS comes around, we want to ideally be still within a second, but had a bit of a moment with that castle section. The car just, the back wanted to go around a little bit, and just losing. You can see there, just dropping off the back of Stroll very quickly, and I'm immediately under pressure from Ericsson from behind. In fact, I've got 2 proximity arrows behind, so this could get very nasty very quickly. We've got the very long straight to come up, and of course DRS isn't enabled until lap 3, so you don't quite have to worry. We do have to worry. Obviously, there's still a chance of with the slipstream you can still get past. But I'm going to whack it up to 4 on the ERS and 3 fuel mixture. Move to the left hand side. If he wants to go past, he's going to have to go to the right. That's going to be the only way past. It's fairly easy to manipulate the AI into going to one side, but then again I suppose that is kind of true in real life, unless your name is Daniel Ricciardo and you'll try to go back to the inside and go into the back of your teammate, although that was partially Verstappen's fault if you recall back to the actual Grand Prix around here this year. So going through turn 2, that's where the second DRS zone is, of course not activated just yet, and I'm still out of range of Stroll. I'm going to try to pull onto the back of him. He's battling with Stoffel the Waffle Van Dorn, who's actually now without a seat for 2019 as I make this video right now. Maybe actually sort something out by the time 2019 actually comes around. Let's hope he does, because I think it's maybe a bad thing that he just didn't really get the chance to kind of show what he did or what he could do. So unfortunate for him, but interesting to see another Brit, and only an 18-year-old in Lando Norris land a seat at McLaren. So lap 2 here, through the castle section. Get it a little bit better this time around compared to lap number 1. So winding round, very fast kicked here into the braking zone. Quite a difficult one. This is a difficult corner actually. And I've got to nip right slightly just before we turn in to get a better angle on the way out. Down the hill then towards turn 16, braking just after the 100 board. And we get through there okay with a good exit onto the long straight. Again into mode number 4, really try and pull away from Ericsson the best we can. That proximity area has disappeared and he is not within range, I don't think, of going for a move. So topping out over 200 miles an hour down the main straight, and on the brakes just after the 150 board. Stroll and Van Dorn battling hard, and that's helping me to keep within range of them. I'm up into 12th now by virtue of some people going into the pit lane. So people pitting early in this race. I'm into DRS zone.
We're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
So bad news again. We had this news in China. Wear on the ICE, so perhaps I do need to invest more R&D points into the durability. So there's no good in being, having a fast car if you're just always going to be breaking down or losing power throughout the race. So I will have to definitely take a look at this, make sure that my engine is fully up to spec, and if needs be, just take a grip penalty. If I'm going to qualify at the back like I did today, I might as well have just changed everything for free. So these are things that really do need to consider, and in F1 there are so many things to think about, and sometimes it's hard just as one person, just one guy, just to think about everything, because F1 have many people for a range of jobs. So there are a lot of things to think about in the F1 career mode. So I'm going to do my best for Spain at least to really get on top of these issues. So sitting here in 12th though, from the back of the pack, or from 18th we started. So there's still a chance of something as we round out lap number 4. Ericsson again isn't quite close. The Sauber doesn't quite have the power to get within range. But he is getting closer now. Sergio's in the pits. I'm still going to move left. Ericsson does have the speed. He is on DRS. Into turn 1. I'm up into 10th. Hint of a lock-up. But I have moved up into 10th place. And track position is very important in this game. As you can see, you can quite easily block the AI. You just move to the correct side and force them around the outside. They can still go for mega lunges. They are very aggressive, the AI, this year. But if they're not quite within range, you can just move to one side and really restrict their movement. So sitting now in 10th, this is not going too badly. I of course still have to pit, and that will lose me some positions. But if some people go into the 2-stop, then there is a chance of sort of undercutting them, getting ahead, and then trying to keep them behind for the remainder of the race.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
So it seems like we have another issue with the engine, which really, of course, is not good news. So I've already got the ICE issue, and now MGUK to add to the list of worries with our power unit. So of course these things are going to have to improve by the time we get to Spain. We can't afford to be really racing like this. Looking behind, there is a massive train all aboard the Super GT train. Look at this. Oh my god, there's about 10 people queuing up to get past. And this time around, there's nothing I can do to stop this many people going flying through. I was at the front of the train, and of course, the front of the train doesn't have DRS, and all of the other people do. And I've gone into the back of Fernando and sustained front wing damage. Oh man, this race, it could not be going worse at this moment here, because you've got the engine damage, you've got the engine wear, and now I've got front wing damage. This is something, it's fairly hard to kind of avoid sometimes. I could have, of course, braked it a bit earlier, but I was wary of the 29,000 people trying to get on my inside into turn 1. Braked it a little bit too late, into the back of Fernando, front wing demolished, and nearly going to the back of him again. Really trying too hard, I think here, just to keep onto the back of these guys, stay within DRS range, and hope that maybe I'll be able to go back past them. You see here, Sebastian Vettel up the inside into turn 7. Bit of a moment, just concentrating on Sebastian a little bit too much there as we come through. Car's feeling a little bit lackadaisical through that section. Doesn't quite have the grip I'd desire. And again,
Okay,
I think the front wing is really causing me a lot of issues at this moment, and a little bit wide through turn 16. Illegal overtake on Hulkenberg apparently. I'm going to have to let him go. And down to 16th, and the grip is absolutely horrendous right now with the front wing damage. You're going to have to go into the pit lane, change everything, and just hope that that's enough on strategy. In terms of tyres, just stay on that set of tyres to the end. Soon we go, now down to 19th, and a long way off any sort of result in this race. So this race really, it looks fairly promising for a time, and again confirmation that we have the damage on the engine. So this is where things went from bad to worse. So things going really badly here at Baku, but with this career mode, I kind of wanted to. I didn't want to fabricate anything. I didn't want to make it all pretend action. You know, if things go badly, they go badly, and I'll show you that. And things went really badly at Baku. I was perhaps pushing a little bit too hard, and Kimi Raikkonen, the man, the myth, the legend. He's won 4 in a row at the start of this career mode. What is going on? He's got a fantastic return to form, and he's dominated the season so far. 100 points out of 100. Absolutely insane from Kimi Raikkonen. So fair play to him. If only my career mode could be going a little bit better. I'm being propped up still by the points I achieved in Australia. But of course I'm going to have a much better look at this career mode. Get things under control for Spain at the next round, round number 5. So this round, very disappointing, and in a way I'm a bit sorry to the viewers who may well be disappointed with that one, but I tried to keep it entertaining with all the memes and everything, and it was quite a funny, entertaining race with 8 people queuing up behind me at times. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I think it was a little bit too hard around this street circuit. I couldn't quite get to grips with it, excuse the pun, and I found it very difficult around here. But I'll do my best to return to form for Spain.
Well, things didn't really go your way today. Tell us what happened.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
I love it here in Italy, and I love the passion of the fans.
That crash looked pretty serious. Can you?
I'm so proud to see all these great flags everywhere, and
It's looking like your team is lagging behind in terms of development. What's the?
well, I always want to start by saying big thank you to all this crowd. I mean, you guys have been amazing.
Well, thanks anyway.
She's obviously not too keen on the Lewis Hamilton treatment. But there we go, that is going to wrap up round number 4. Now, a very disappointing round, but as I said, I want to keep things kind of authentic and say, if I have a bad round, then I have a bad round. That's the way it's going to go. It's not going to be every race where I'm going to be fighting for podiums or whatever. You know, it's going to be hard. I'm still learning my trade on this game, so things will get better, hopefully, and that's hopefully what you can follow me for my progression through this game. But thank you very much for watching as always, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I shall see you in the next episode. If you did enjoy, do hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Almost on 100k, so massive support there. Thank you very much again. So see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.